Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever the hell it is, wherever the hell you're from. Had a couple people ask after some of the videos, so I will be doing a profile on the Demon King himself, Dabura. I've been playing this since pre-release for the set, and it's super fun. It's very aggressive. It does a lot of the good stuff that Black wants to do. For starters, wanted to attack. You look at the top 5 and add 1 Evil Wizard, Demon Realm Race, or Demon God to your hand. Shuffle the rest back in. When its awakened condition is like one of the most unique in the game, because when your life is at 4 or less, or if your opponent is awakened, you can draw 2, draw down to 4, and flip this card over. There's been plenty of times where the hyper aggressive decks that come out now that want to awaken on turn 2, and you're on the play or you're on the draw on their turn 2, you can let them hit you with a life or whatever, and then draw like 5 cards on their turn. And so you go into your following turn with like 12 cards in hand. It's ridiculous. On the back, you attack, draw a card, activate main. Once per turn, pay a black. You can put a Unison card, no specified cost, and 20k power from your drop area in rest mode with a marker on it, and that's into the warp at the end of turn. With the new Empower Unison, there's some tricks you can do there, but I'll get to that in a minute. Activate battle once per turn. You Spirit Boost 1, and this card gets +6 power for the battle. That's been pretty relevant. I've had it come up a lot of times, and a lot of people aren't expecting it. So I feel like the only Unison that's really, really good in here is the Dark King Mecha Gabora Might Inconceivable. It has Empower 2, so if your Unison is replacing has at least 2 markers on it, they can carry over. This card can attack if it has 3 or fewer markers on it, which means that you have to have at least 4 markers. It has an auto once per turn. When you activate a black Demon Realm Race card using swap, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards, and it costs 3 or less, and send it to the warp. It has a activate main +1, choose a card in your hand, place it on the bottom of the deck, and then draw 1 card. So if you go, pay this for 1, roll it up for 1, and then next turn roll it up again, and then pay 1 for another one, or say use the backside of your leader ability, play this out of the warp, roll it up, and then play 1 out of your hand, and then roll it up again. You swap over or re-empower over 2, and then you've got your Unison of 4 markers already. For my swap engine, for this I play 4 of the Poutine Annihilation at hand, swap 3, Spirit Boost 1, put a card on the bottom of the deck, swap into a 3-drop Black Poutine. When this card is played, look at the top 3 cards from the top of your deck, add 1 Evil Wizard, Demon Realm Race, Demon God, or Black Unison, no specified cost, from among them to your hand, and then put the rest of them on the bottom of the deck. For the Poutines I'm swapping into, using this one, everyone who's been playing this last set knows what Demon God Poutine Over Might does. Blocker, Dark Overrun 3 for 1. When it's played, we played Demon Realm Soldier token, activate battle, pop one of those tokens, draw a card, restand this, give it +10k. So you can either have a 25k attacker or a 25k blocker, your choice. I'm playing 2 of the Poutine My White Malevolence. Sometimes it comes up, sometimes it doesn't. It's just an extra target if for some reason I don't see these. But in the early game, it can be really relevant. It's still one of your opponent's key pieces. And then I know a lot of people worry about, on the surface, it looks like this deck negs a lot from the swap ability. But just simply from these here, if you go into the 1-drop, you play your 1-drop, draw a card. When you swap, you put this card back in your hand, go into this one, and then when it swings, you activate battle, resend it, draw another card. So you actually end up going up or breaking even most of the time. You're not negging. And with your leader being able to awaken super early and draw you a bunch of cards on first turn, second turn, stuff like that, you maintain hand size really, really well with this deck. The other thing I'm doing is playing 4 of the Mecha Gabora, the King Summons. You activate main for 2. If your leader card is a Black Demon Realm Race card, and you place this card from your hand and 1 card from your life into your drop, you send 1 battle card from your opponent's drop area to the warp, and play 2 black battle cards with Evil Wizard and or Demon Realm Race and energy cost of 2 different character names that aren't Mecha Gabora from your deck. And then you can't activate this skill again for the rest of the turn. So it basically stops you from getting, the Mecha Gabor. They can stop, pick a card, the Ritual Hand. The ones that I play to go search for this is I play the Vanilla Gravy, mainly because when I first started putting this deck together, U7 with the KP Unison was really, really relevant, and I wanted something that could get over that 15k body and not immediately just die. Even relevant now, even though that's been banned. Being a 20k body just means your opponent has to pitch one more card if they let the attack go through. And then I play 3 of the Toa Annihilation in hand. Swap 3, Spirit Boost 1 if your leader card is a Dabura Xeno. Bottom deck a card, put a Toa on top, or put a Toa in and play at energy cost of 3. And also, just like the Poutine, when it's played, look at the top 3, put a Evil Wizard, Demon Arm Race, Demon God, or Unison in your hand, and the rest on the bottom of the deck. I played 3 of the Demon God Toa Umbra Mike. Super, super good card. Dual attack. You can also evolve onto this one if you need to. For some reason they kill your Unison, you can still go into this if you want. When it's played from your hand, you draw a card, and then your opponent can choose 2 battle cards and or cards from their hand and send them to their owner's warp. If they send 1 or fewer to the warp this way, you choose one of their Unisons with 4 more markers and gain control of it. I'm also playing 2 of the Trunks because I'm playing a rather large Overrun package in here, so I get this guy off pretty quick. It's not an issue there. Vegeta Super Combo, kind of go without saying. I'm actually playing 4 of the Support the Dark Empire token negate. Counterattack, play the Demon Realm Soldier against blocker till the end of turn. Mainly because of the Poutine there, I want to be able to get these guys out more often. And then to help get the 1-drop Poutines back, and just because it's super good, I play 2 Power Bursts, play 2 Petrification, and a little bit of something that people are kind of hit or miss on whether or not. I run 2 Time Bullet in here. Counterplay, if you have a Unison in play, if the battle card being played has an energy cost of 2 or less, it's sent to the owner's warp instead of being played. And you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand without paying its energy cost by choosing 2 cards in your hand and discarding them. It may seem kind of like a nag, but like I said, with the big Overrun package that I play in here, being able to pitch the cards, it's fine for me. And being able to hit anything 2 costs or less, all the actual floodgates in the game that matter, you can hit off this card. So if you have Unison out, you can feel free to tap out on your turn or whatever you need to do, and when your opponent goes to swing or goes to floodgate you, you can for free stop it from entering and then just keep on attacking. Now for Overrun package, for starters, I play 4 of the Majin Buu's Extinction attack. Activate battle. If your leader card is black, you choose one of your leader battle cards. You can plus 15k for the duration of the battle. And then when you activate this card, choose one of your battle cards. Choose up to 1 battle card in your opponent's drop area, send it to their warp, and then place up to 4 cards from the top of your deck in your drop area, which ensures that every single turn of the game that you can activate an Overrun, which gives you that much more aggression. And then with the Mecha Gabor and these guys, being able to snipe a battle card out of your opponent's drop area can be super, super relevant, especially with like U7 Goku. The new Cell, a couple times I did it with, I just targeted the 17s every time I activated one of these or activated Mecha Gabor, and it got to the point that they just couldn't continue to go over the chains because they just had no more 17s to do anything with. This was thwarting, but I switched it over to this because, giving me a little bit early turn aggression. I'm playing against another aggressive deck. I can throw out the Bardock the Tenacious, make it so my opponent can only tackle battle cards once the next turn. And then because everything that I play in the early game, and even the front side of the leader, looks for Demon Arm Race, Demon God, Evil Wizard, stuff like that, I wanted to play some Overrun stuff that could target those to make my deck just a little more consistent. So I played 2 of this Demigra, the Sinister Sorcerer, which I think is actually really good. Overrun 5, auto, when this card is played, when this card attacks, your opponent chooses a card in their hand and send it to the warp. If the card your opponent warps is a battle card, you get to combo with it. And he's 20k. And the other one, is the Demon God Demegra, True Power Unleashed. Overrun 5 for 2 or Dark Overrun 5 for 2. And then when the card is played with Overrun or Dark Overrun, you draw a card and then choose one of your opponent's battle cards, send it to the warp. It also has an auto: when this card attacks, your opponent chooses one card in their hand and sends it to the warp. One of the other reasons that I kind of chose these as well is because they have an ability that doesn't come from being cast by Overrun, because the SCR that I chose to play in here is Rebellu. She's double strike, Dark Overrun 8 for 2, which again, this feeds into her to make sure that, you know, when it comes time I can activate her. Auto: if I have 4 more energy, when this card is played using the Dark Overrun, I place up to 2 battle cards with different card names and energy cost of 6 or less with the Overrun skill from my warp. Which again, you know, I can get any of these if I can almost ensure every time I play a card, I'm looking at the top 3 to 5, and I'm grabbing a Demon Race, Demon God, Evil Wizard, something like that. If not, I could throw one of these out as well. And then also her other auto: choose a card in your battle area with Overrun skill, place in the drop area, and then negate one of your opponent's attacks. That's actually really good. And again, like, I like the fact that if I need to, she can play out, and then I can play out a 20k that rips a card out of your hand and a 30k that rips a card out of your hand. And then they stay. So if you go through, your opponent survives all that, they go through the next turn, and they have to answer all 3 of these. If not, they're going to have all this coming back at them again on the next turn. But that's the deck as I've been playing it with the most recent iteration. Let me know what you think. I hope you guys enjoyed it.